G'day YouTube, Warbles on a lot here. Welcome to the test of the Mark III SunFire, which is featuring this new adjustable bracket brace, which places the coffee pot closer to the actual infrared focus of the dish. Now, to find out how hot actually is, it is showing an air temperature of 22.3 degrees as measured by this little thermal probe. So let's see what happens when we take the thermal probe over here. Now the first thing I want to measure is the temperature up on top. .35, whoopsie. So, is that actually reading? Yeah, there, now you can see it. 37 or 38 degrees up the top there. Now if we come to here, we're still 43, 44, 44.7. Now if we come down onto there, and that reads this as 41, 40, 39, 37. It's possibly because of the wind blowing on it. Now, get a hold of this flaming thermal probe. God, it's hard shooting with a camera in one hand, run the experiment in the other. I've now got it underneath there at the business end of things. How the hell do I get this in a position where you can read it? $169, $177, $180, $189, $192. Insulation's burning off my thermal probe. $188, $185. $206, 198. These are Celsius degrees, so this is like twice as hot as it takes to boil water on the bottom of the pot. 206.6, 219, 220, 229, 230, 242.8 degrees, 245. And like I said, my thermal probe is starting to burn. Would you look at that? The insulation is melted and burnt on the thermal probe, and we're actually starting to get some droplets, some genuine fair dinkum blop 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 of the coffee pot. So there are people who accuse me of being a Fruit Loop and a nutcase. And I do live on an endangered species sanctuary, and I pay the rates on it too. However, for those of you who think that I spend my hard-earned pension on aluminium foil for my tinfoil hats, no. My hat's made out of rabbit felt. Felt from the fur of noxious feral pests. What I use tinfoil for is to retune the wavelength of a satellite dish that I got at the dump, which already has an altitude mounting and which is readily modifiable as a solar thermal collector, which gets hot enough to boil a coffee pot. Now, my theory is to get the coffee to boil faster, I need to stop the thermal losses from the top of the pot. So I think I'm going to have a go at building sort of like a tea cosy out of thermal insulating material. That sarking stuff they use under the roofs of houses and in the walls of houses. Isolation is another name for it. And I'm going at some point to get some charcoal and rub it on the bottom of the coffee pot, but at the moment I just want to see if it will work with an aluminium natural finish. So, warbles on a lot to YouTube. A Mark III SunFire. Not quite as silly as it looks. Ciao.